What's going on, guys? Brilu here. As you guys can tell by the title of the video, this is going to be my first impressions of Infinite Warfare. Now, if you had asked me, like, on the first day that the beta dropped, I would have had a very different opinion than I do now of the game. And, like, I just did horrible. I would have been like, this game is just terrible. It's my worst Call of Duty to date. But I realized something that always happens to me, always in the first day of new Call of Duty. Why? I don't really know. I guess just because I'm used to like the previous Call of Duty title and I'm not used to this one. And it just takes me a while to get used to it and to get to the playstyle and the rhythm and the feel of the guns and the feel of the maps and the playstyle. So yeah. So it only took me like a decade or 10 years to to realize that about myself. But yeah, so I realized that about myself, so that's a good thing. That I'm not like the greatest in the beginning of them, and then I tend to do well because obviously, right, I dropped like a 70 kill gameplay and an 80 kill gameplay, so I'm not too bad. Yeah, because I consider myself an above average COD player. But yeah, so I wanted to do like this I guess first impressions video, sort of after Weekend 1 was out, but one of my subscribers, which is pretty cool that I can actually say that now, because I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like I have one guy that actually comments and actually gets feedback, which is like I said, kind of neat, because as a small YouTuber you don't get a lot of big feedback, or you don't get almost any feedback, so it's kind of nice that actually gets to happen. But I just figured I thought I was gonna wait to see if they did new stuff, which they kind of did, but I was kind of a little bit disappointed that they didn't like put any new maps or new anything, new maps or new game modes or something. But oh well. So I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. So just so that you guys, so the few of you that, or not the few, but I guess the majority of you that don't share my opinion can leave right now. I personally like Infinite Warfare, which I know is not a very popular opinion. I feel like there's a lot of unnecessary hate towards this year, and I don't know. It's for like a lot of reasons, right? People outside of Call of Duty that just hate it and that don't even play the game. People that just don't like futuristic shooters, and then people that just kind of like go along with the hype train, right? Like this is the worst Call of Duty, whatever. And people always say it's the worst Call of Duty in the beginning of every single year, like Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, Ghost. I've been around for a while in the COD scene on YouTube, so I know that this is definitely true. So I don't know, and I just know it's very unpopular. Like I do like futuristic shooters, Call of Duties in general. I do like this game. It's not perfect, but it's still a good, solid Call of Duty title. It still feels like Call of Duty to me. Call of Duty for me has never been like a certain time period, like modern or past. It's always been like just like smoothness and just like, I don't know, it's just the smoothness and like streets of getting kills and getting good, getting a lot of kills, basically. But yeah, so it's very similar to like Black Ops 3, but at the same time, it's very different. Like if you come in here thinking it's gonna be Black Ops 3, because obviously the movement system is very similar, so it's got like the same kind of boost thrust meter at the bottom of your screen, and it recharges here and there. You can wall ride and boost slide and basically do that, and jump, sort of glide thrust or whatever you want to call it. So it feels like it's similar, but at the same time it's really not. So if you come in here playing like that, you are like, that's sort of what I came in, and that's sort of the consensus that my friend has as well. That like if you, like me and him both came in here on the first day of the beta, coming in assuming that we had to play it like Black Ops 3, like what this guy is gonna do to me, right? He jumps around the corner, and it's almost better, in my opinion, to stay on the ground, to stay on boots on the ground to like shoot people. I feel like there's something really weird when you jump. I feel like you lose aim assist, or I don't know if it's a built-in mechanic that they put into the game to like make it so people aren't just jumping all over the place and getting a lot of kills. Is that like, I feel like when I jump and try to shoot someone, it's a lot harder to hit them. So it's a lot better just to stay on the ground and shoot the guy trying to jump. I don't know. I feel like that, at least that's my experience. So I don't really know whether to do negatives or positives first. So like, I did do previous like first impressions videos, and I watched those, and they were just horrible. I was just all over the place, and so I'm a lot better now, especially for regular commentaries. I'm gonna try and do notes like what I'm doing now. Like I just have little notes jotted down, so at least I can hopefully get my main stuff that I want to say get across, and hopefully not feel as jumbled or as kind of weird. But yeah, so yeah, I guess I'll just go into negatives first. So spawns are just horrible. They're so chaotic. You've probably seen a few weird wonky spawns in this game, just in this game itself. It's so chaotic, so random. Like, you know, you'll have A and B flag, and they'll have C, but they won't be spawning at C at all. Or like your entire team is pushed up on the A side, and they'll keep spawning on A side or something. Like, it's a really weird spawn system. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's a little bit too chaotic, and I don't know. Like, this is definitely a good complaint, but at the same time, the spawns have always been bad in Call of Duty. Like, no matter which Call of Duty it's been, like, especially in the launch days of the Call of Duty, and then it kind of gets better because people play test it and stuff for the game. But you know, Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, Ghost, you know, spawns have always been kind of shitty on them, and especially in event, so futuristic Call of Duty is kind of, I guess, greatly amplify the problem within Call of Duty in itself. I feel, especially like little flaws like this in the game, where it's like, you know, time to kill is too quick. Maps, you know, maps are too small. And because the maps are small, the time to kill is pretty quick, and because you can basically get from one side of the map to the other in like, you know, 4 seconds because of the movement system. It feels like the spawns are really hectic, and just all that. And you know, time, like I said, time to kill is, it feels really quick in this game. Not as quick as Ghost, but maybe feels like maybe just a notch under Call of Duty Ghost, like time to kill. I don't know if, like, it's weird. I don't know if it's actually, the time to kill is actually that quick, because Drifter was tweeting a dev, and they said that they're looking into it, that it's sort of like not the time to kill is too fast, but maybe like the lag compensation makes it feel like it's too fast, because when you're shooting people, it doesn't feel like you drop them as quickly as when you're getting shot at. So it's a bit of a weird sort of disconnect there, but at least they're kind of like gonna work on that. Snipers, oh my gosh, they are way too easy to use. Borderline almost overpowered. It's crazy. Like, Drifter, who's not even a sniper, can basically go on here and get like a 3-piece. I, who haven't sniped in a long time, since I probably stopped around mid Black Ops 2, I can actually go on here and actually get some pretty decent shit. And Pomage is just insane. It's just like, it's a little bit too easy, I guess, because in Black Ops 3, and I think Advanced Warfare, I'm not sure if Advanced Warfare had this, but like, don't quote me if it didn't, but I'm pretty sure they took off like aim assist on the snipers. I know Black Ops 3 definitely took aim assist off them, so I guess the people that are used to sniping without aim assist, you know, come in and play this game, and then all of a sudden you throw an aim assist where, you know, obviously it helps out quite a bit. So you know, like, the people who are used to playing Black Ops 3 for a year and have gotten good at like centering and doing that, and then all of a sudden they come on in this game and they're just infinitely times better because aim assist helps. Because aim assist is on every single gun too. You know, LMGs, snipers, well, snipers now, LMGs, SMGs, shotguns, and pistols. I don't know. It's not the biggest deal to me, but I just feel like it shouldn't be that easy. I mean, they still aren't gonna go like, they still aren't gonna drop snipers still aren't gonna drop nuclears out of their butts all the time every single game, but it still is a little bit too easy. I feel like a lot of people share that sort of sentiment, and I don't know. So like with that, I feel like 89% of my deaths in this game is either getting flanked or killed from behind, or snipers. And yeah, the flanked or kill from behind is just, it's the movement system coupled with the time to kill, coupled with the spawns, so it feels like people are just spawning everywhere, and like you would get this sort of sense of like, oh god, like people are just everywhere. And it's just like you have to like look around yourself all the time, and yeah, that's a little bit of an, I guess, an issue for me too. I don't really like that. I don't really like having to look everywhere. So those were sort of the main negatives, I feel like, about the main game. Now these are sort of more personal-ish. Even though obviously everything on here is personal, right? It's opinionative, subjective, right? This is sort of even more, I guess, personal to me. I feel like Frontier is like the worst map, and I feel like it would be good maybe in a different Call of Duty, maybe in a boots to ground Call of Duty. But so I don't know, like it's so small, you die so quickly, and you just get flanked from everywhere. It's so chaotic, it's insane. I honestly really don't like it. It's probably like that's probably definitely the worst map in the beta for me. And I don't know, like I feel like it would probably work in a different Call of Duty, like non-futuristic, just because I don't know, it wouldn't be as hectic. So Call of Duty, it still has these underlying problems, even on boots to ground Call of Duty, like spawns. Like the maps are just too small. Spawns are just crazy. Even on like I said, spawns have always been sort of shit in every single COD, just because it's trying to fit 12 people onto a map where just on a small map where you can basically all 12 people could be anywhere, and it's really hard to like determine where that is, and then you die quickly, and just like futuristic Call of Duty is kind of, like I said, exaggerate this problem even more, which it brings these flaws into people's attentions, into people's, I guess, attentions more. I don't know. I know that really isn't good English, but yeah. So that's sort of, I don't know, like you can't really take the map out, so there's nothing you can really do to change about that, as opposed to all the other stuff where you could honestly change. So the ghost perk in this game, even though I was using it basically for the 2 weeks that the beta was running, or I guess not 2 weeks, but like for the 2 weekends that the beta was running, even though I was using it, I do feel like it's overpowered. It's basically back to how it was in Black Ops 1. So you don't even have to be moving. You can basically just be camping in a corner, and if someone calls in a UAV, you're basically just immune to UAVs. I feel like it should be back to how it is in Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, just because it kind of it won't promote camping. It'll actually promote people running around and moving. So if you guys don't know, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, you actually have to be moving to be basically invisible from the radar from the UAV. So I feel like that's a good. I feel like they should definitely change that. And this is definitely more kind of personal. I really haven't seen people complain about this. I really don't like the RC car, and I forgot that this actually was in like an Infinity Ward game where they don't have like the RC car. Usually that's like a Treyarch thing, but I guess since but I guess since Infinite Warfare took zombies, they just taken everything, right? So Scavenger, the specialist system, the rigs, whatever, right? And I feel like I never really like RC cars. I kind of just I never really complain about them in Black Ops 3 or the Black Ops games, just because I figured it's a Treyarch thing. But now that it's sort of in an Infinity Ward Call of Duty, I really don't like it. It's just like it's an easy one kill, and it's even more annoying in this one because even if you see it, like even if you shoot it before it comes and kills you, because it still will come and kill you. It kind of like if you kill it before, like maybe let's say within a 10-meter radius before it kills you, it like lets off like an ice steam mist, so you kind of like you can't run, but you can still like kind of move, and like you're kind of forced to walk. So I don't know. I really don't like that. I would just kind of get rid of that streak all in general, but that's just my sort of opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna be getting on the positives here. So I kind of like the variance system. I don't know. I feel like so I don't know. Variants are very controversial within the community. I kind of like it because I don't know. It's hard to explain. I guess because every gun feels different. Even like two guns from the same, like two MV4 and then MV4 Fallout. Right? It's the same gun, but it has like different attributes to it. Different like not streaks, but it has like different sort of stuff, like stats to it, or maybe, right? And I don't know, I just kind of like that because I feel like it breathes new life, not new life, but it kind of extends playtime of the game. I feel, I don't know, well at least for me, because it feels like every gun is sort of different, and I feel like because Advanced Warfare was the first Call of Duty game that had variants. I feel like if they had added more variants throughout time, I feel like that would have been cool, because then it would have It's sort of like it's sort of like getting away with the fact that there's 100 different guns in the game, unique guns, but at the same time it's basically just the same guns, just slightly different, slightly tweaked here and there. But I still kind of like it. I feel like it's not as bad as AW. There aren't any negatives, but I feel like there aren't any too. A lot of them are just mostly random. Like basically, like they'll give you a random perk or random attachment after your 3 kills with the thing, or I don't know, like a built-in foregrip, so you can stack foregrip on top of it, right? Except for a few of them, there are like a few, like there's Invigorate, which I thought it was only headshots that could get you health, but it's basically you could shoot a guy, and you basically get like a certain percent of health back if you get the kill of a guy. So you can essentially like keep winning gunfights over and over again, which is, I don't know, it's kind of neat. I just feel like they're not like the biggest of deals as people make them out to be. I definitely like the guns, right? That's always one thing that I liked about Infinity Ward Call of Duty, is that I never really liked about basically Treyarch games. Sledgehammer is alright, I guess. They've only had like one Call of Duty, so it's kind of hard to judge them on. But I've always liked guns on Infinite Warfare and Infinity Ward Call of Duties, because I feel like they do like assault rifles, which I'm more of an assault rifle user. I feel like they do them correctly, and I feel like most of the guns in this game are really balanced. There's not like one gun that stands out or one variant that stands out too prominently, right? Back like it was in Advanced Warfare, where it was like Speakeasy and the Battle 27, the Obsidian Steed. This one there isn't like a one gun that stands out in front of everything else. It's clearly better than everything else, right? You can use SMGs, assault rifles, basically other guns and stuff. So I feel like that's good. Now I'm gonna go into kind of like neutral stuff. So rigs. My buddy who I kind of play Call of Duty with a lot, he really doesn't like rigs. I don't really mind them just because they're basically like Black Ops 3. They're not basically, they are Black Ops 3 specialists. Even some literally just ripped off from Black Ops 3, right? Like a golden gun, which is the Racer pistol. Ripper, which is kind of like the, or not Ripper, but the dog rig, which you can run in and slash one-hit melee people. Basically the Ripper from Black Ops 3. And like, I don't know, I feel like it's not that big a deal. It is cheap. I personally don't want them on either, because it's super annoying just to die to these easy, just guaranteed easy kills, right? But his problem is like with the perks, and I can kind of agree. I can see where he's coming from. I don't really agree with him, just because it's just like an added perk that anyone can get, right? I mean, right? There's like there's a 3-tier perk system, right, in every single Call of Duty since Black Ops 2, and right. So I don't know. I kind of see his point, but at the same time, right? I can have ghosts, right? It's basically just another perk, right? That you have to basically lock yourself into using, which I don't like. That's sort of the same thing as a perk system, in my opinion, right? There's 5 different perks that each do their own things, and each have their own like special stuff that they can do, but you can only lock into one at a time. And so I don't know. I feel like it's not that big a deal to me. I don't know. To him, it kind of is. Streaks are okay. I feel like I've seen people complaining about them on YouTube comments. I can kind of see why, but I feel like that's more just like the map sizes, because they're small. The fact that you can't really get them as easily just because you die so quickly, spawns are hectic. And there's a lot of buildings on the maps. Like, I'd probably say Terminal is the most. Like, Terminal Precinct is. No, which one was it? I think Throwback or Terminal probably is the most open maps. And even that, there's maybe like half of the map is covered in buildings. So like airstreaks, which is what I think a lot of people are referring to as streaks, right? Like the missile strikes or the helicopter or whatever. They aren't as effective. They're probably really good, but we haven't had like an open map at all. So they're really not effective because it just hits the building and people are inside, about 80 to 90% of the time. And yeah, so this is sort of So my last sort of, I guess, neutral thing is I feel like the maps really didn't work too well, at least in the beta, just because, like I said, spawns are like a lot of, like, what, 4 out of the 5 of the maps. Like, this is Terminal probably the biggest map in the beta, and I'd probably consider it like a medium size. Same thing with the Precinct. I'd probably consider it a medium sized map. I feel like after Ghost, Call of Duty developers are kind of worried about doing bigger maps, and it didn't work in Ghost because the maps were killed people instantly, right? But I feel like in futuristic Call of Duty, especially with how you can get so quickly from one side of the map to the other, I feel like it's better to do kind of maybe slightly bigger size maps than you would have in boots on the ground Call of Duty. So I don't know, I just feel like they didn't really work too well. But I'll have to wait to see. Maybe the maps that they chose for the beta weren't good at all, and maybe they have better maps in the full game. But yeah, we'll just have to wait to see in the full game. You know, they can definitely fix a lot of these things, which is a good thing, which is, you know, what I really like about the beta, that they actually do have a beta for Call of Duty now. And I do like how I actually get to play the game like 2 weeks before the game actually comes out. But at the same time, Black Ops 3 last year, they did like a month or something before. Even that, like, that almost has no time to really change a lot fundamentally about the game. And it's really this, it's even more so in this, right? They only have like, well, they have a week now from the time you guys are going to be seeing this, but they have like 2 weeks. They had 2 weeks from from when the Infinite Warfare beta finished. So that's really like not a lot of time to do, basically to fix. I mean, you can fix like lag and these little other things, which I'm kind of glad that they can do at least, but they can't fix like maps or anything like truly maybe that we would want to see changed. I don't know if that makes sense, but like 2 weeks, like it takes a long time to, you know, make a video game and to just have everyone come together and do all this stuff. Like it takes them years. Like it took them 3 years to make this. Like 2 weeks, they really have no time to do like a lot of stuff. When the game launches, it'll run smoothly because they have like all the data from the beta, and you know, hopefully they can fix all these other little things like the snipers and the spawns and the ghost perk and all that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my little opinion. Sorry for the long video. I honestly didn't want it to be this long, but that's just sort of what it ended up being. Yeah, but hopefully you guys enjoyed anyway. And you know, I'll see you guys on the Infinite Warfare game when it comes out, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.